It is another edition of the Life Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is definitely a privilege and honor and a pleasure to be with you tonight. I have my special guest in the studio, Miss Esther J. Lewis. I don't know if it stands for joy or what, but we're going to find out tonight. All right. So, for those of you that are tuning in via YouTube, you're tuning in on our website. You're also tuning in on our Facebook Live. Thank you so much. And for those of you that are tuning in via Hoosier Heat Radio, thank you again. Look, all we need you to do is love, comment, and share this live, share this show. You're hearing in the background the tunes of the maestro himself, Mr. Henry Williams Jr. Okay, and so we getting ready to get into this. It's definitely going to be a life-changing interview. This is our spotlight interview. Every Wednesday we have a spotlight interview where we spotlight someone that is doing some really great things in the community, and so we're doing that tonight. And so I hope that you will come along on the journey with us. If we have any comments, of course, you're more than welcome to comment. And while we're doing the interview, we'll be able to correspond with you. Also, I have to say this, you know, as we get into 2022, there are so many people that are passing away from COVID-19. So what I will say is, ladies and gentlemen, please be safe. Be safe. Protect yourselves. Do what you can. If you haven't been educated, please educate yourself on whether or not you want to take the vaccine. It is totally up to you. But please be safe out here. It is so much death and destruction around. And so we don't want to see anyone experience a loss of life. Our heart and our prayers go out to all of those that have passed away via COVID-19 or via death, some other way. But our prayers are with those families. Okay, and so I'm gonna get right into it. I just want to also say thank you to Fox Glen Marketing doing such an excellent job. You know what, y'all? They all the way in Indianapolis. We here. We here local in the Gary, Indiana area. All right. And so thank you so much to Fox Glen Marketing. Can't forget about y'all, Mr. Jackie Roper Jr., that is behind the scenes. And so, look, this thing about to go off. This is about to go off. All right. And so I'm excited. And it's my pleasure to bring to you this interview. It's going to we see here in the month of January that the month of January is mentoring month. Okay, and so I wanted to bring in someone that is entrenched into the mentoring aspect. Not only myself, but this young lady, she took a whole nother route to mentoring. But we're going to get into that. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce and present to some none other than Esther Lewis. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
You good?
Amazing. You real Tyrone.
Well, you
turn.
I'll be like that. There'll be smoke coming out my head.
I see.
No, but I want to get a little bit of background about you and where you came up. What area you grew up in, and then we're gonna start it off like that.
So I'm originally from Gary, Indiana. I kind of grew up everywhere because my mom moved around a lot.
Okay.
You know how it go when you can't pay the rent, and you go to the next place, and then the next place.
Yeah.
But kind of like the constant area was my grandmother's house, which was on 25th in Maryland.
Okay.
So in between places that we lived, we stayed with my grandma.
Okay. So, okay. And then moved from there.
The east side of 25th.
Okay.
That's where I'm from.
What school did you go to?
The only school in Gary that matters.
Dang.
Just kidding, guys.
What's this?
So since I said that, where you think I went to school?
West Side.
I did not.
No,
absolutely not. So, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Where did you go to? 2-5.
Yeah,
Roosevelt.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Before we go any further, let me tell y'all, I went my freshman year to Roosevelt High School. So,
all right.
Cue the crowd. Right. Cue the crowd.
I'll see when we had an all class reunion, like everybody from Roosevelt. And it's so my mom graduated from Roosevelt.
Okay.
My older sisters, brothers, older aunties,
wow.
and everything. I never technically lived there or in the area, but that's where our family went to school. Okay. So it's just like a rich history for Black and brown kids in Gary.
True enough. And so, growing up in Gary, and then you seeing a lot of the different things that take place in Gary, and then, you went ahead and went to college.
I did.
I mean, what was that like?
I didn't have a choice.
You didn't have a choice?
No. My mom did not give us a choice. I really wish that she had, just because the financial strain that student loans put on us. But when I was younger, my mom and even my aunties, I think the culture was just that you had to have a college degree to be successful or seen as successful. So
and then going to first going to high school, or going to school rather, and then going to college. What were you seeing that at that point in time that made you get into the mentoring aspect?
So I wouldn't say it was anything that I saw going from high school to college. Okay. You must think I'm younger than what I am.
No, I know how old you is. Now she looked like a schoolgirl.
Right.
She older than me. No, I'm just
you wish. I might be though. I'm 42. Wait, I'm 42. How old are you?
She's not older than me, y'all.
Okay. I'm just asking.
No. But the thing is, you got into mentoring. You're into project management, and then you're a life coach. Your life is too busy. I mean, you just all everywhere, crisscrossing on all different lines.
All of it is circled around mentoring. So I got into mentoring because of my son.
Okay.
Just being a single mother, trying to raise a Black boy, and just understanding the dynamics, of my son play football, being out on the football field, and your child being ignored,
trying to bother you, make you hot under the collar a little bit.
And then trying to tell him certain things and him not listening. So I got into mentoring because of him, and first to advocate for him, but then when the discipline, it was when President Obama was in office, he started the National Mentoring Alliance.
That initiative.
He started it, but
right. But he brought it to life.
But it happened when he was in office. But then mentoring started to be more of a discipline.
Sure. Sure.
You know, something that we study and something that we do and we measure.
Sure.
And so at the time I was with Youth Build.
Right.
You remember when I was
Sure.
with them. So at the time I was with Youth Build, and just kind of like, man, I was just like, this is the answer.
Yeah.
You know, like this is mentoring is the answer to this.
Yeah.
And then just working in the community and seeing, you know, how mentoring programs typically work.
Sure.
I identified a number of gaps in programming. And I mean, just working in youth development period throughout almost 20 years. Just I identified gaps in services. Sure. And people just kept saying, like, you should start your own nonprofit. And I kept saying, no, like, that's what people do. Like, they go and start their own nonprofit. Like, I can just support the nonprofits that's currently doing the work. Like, I can just help them do it better or whatever. And it was in 2019 when I had the birthday party, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna do a fundraiser to support male mentoring, because finances is a big issue for mentoring in this area of the state. So it was very difficult for me to raise money since I wasn't a nonprofit.
Right.
And so that's what made me start Holistic Evolution.
Wow. I mean, well, let's go a little bit further. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our special guest, Esther Lewis, that we have in the studio tonight. Not only are we on Facebook Live, we're on our website. We're also on YouTube Live right now. And then on top of that, we're on Who's Your Heat Radio. So if you're riding in your cars, you can't look, maybe you can listen. And so you can download that free. That's what I said. Yeah. Free Who's Your Heat Radio app today. And then you can hook up right now and listen to us live. And so I want to get into you know, the whole mentoring aspect, and it has some initials, and Holistic Evolution is actually, the initials is he. So what was going through your mind, baby? I'm like, that's very genius though. It's very genius.
So I really wish that I could take credit for it.
Right? Okay.
But I am just gonna say that God gave it to me,
well,
because you know He gave me all of this.
Sure.
So I initially came up with the name Holistic Evolution when I was in training to be a life coach.
Got it.
You have to kind of do these deep dives into like purpose and what you're supposed to be doing with your life while you're in training and things like that. And so through one of the exercises, I came up with the name.
Wow.
And so this is what's even more funny is that I didn't know the initials were he.
Yeah. It's good though.
I had a marketing team. Shout out to D3T.
Come on.
Marketing.
Shout them out.
Shout out to Ellie. She was just like, I think that's so cool that you focus on male mentoring in the and it's AG. So I was trying to come up with a short name, and so I was saying HEVO. So Holistic Evolution, so H and then
Evo,
Evo. So remember, I did the He Health Fair last year, and so I was marketing it as HEVO. And then, like, following that, I had been working with the marketing company, and she was just like, I think that's so genius. And then I was just like, okay,
well, let's go. Let's go with
it. Yes. And then it's pretty cool that people think I did that, like intentionally. Like, oh, okay.
She say, I did not take credit for this.
She was real smart. Yes. It was God, though. It was God. Good. I didn't even realize, it stood for I didn't. It was God.
So, I mean, even with holistic evolution, explain to us what holistic evolution is. And while we're explaining, Jackie, can you pull up the website so that everyone can see the holistic evolution website? What is holistic evolution all about?
Alrighty, so holistic evolution is a nonprofit membership system. So I got a lot of slack in the community when I started like saying male mentoring, even though I'm saying like because I'm a mother and I'm, like even though I'm saying that, like a lot of people still were just like, women can't do mentoring or whatever.
Yeah.
And so basically my skill set, my God-given talent is coordinating and organizing things, right?
Yeah.
So holistic evolution, that's basically what we do, right?
Wow.
So it's a membership organization. We have 3 membership levels. So the highest membership level is for large organizations that want to implement like evidence-based mentoring. They want to like set it up the right way and go after funding and things. So large organizations with 50 young men engaged in mentoring already, 50 or more.
Yeah.
And then the most common membership level is those smaller mentoring organizations that have less than 50 young men engaged in mentoring already.
Wow.
Then we have the community level membership, which focuses on employers, training providers. Some of our member organizations that fall into that community level is WDS with Denise Dillard, Lulu's Beauty and Barber College, Physicians Billing and Coding. They fall into that community level membership.
Right.
So essentially what happens is our member organizations, they pay an annual membership fee to be a part of the holistic evolution community. And in return, I basically work with them to expand their capacity to serve more males of color.
Got it.
So that was the issue that I was seeing, that young men weren't engaging in programming because they weren't really connected to like formal learning environments. Besides, sports, it was just, I'm at home playing the game, or I'm at home with a kickback and smoking weed or whatever the case may be. So through the holistic evolution system, young men receive the 4 components for the holistic evolution model, which is life coaching, resource connection, mentoring, and then we have a community-based reward system.
Got it.
Which is something kind of new. It's not something that you've seen any place before, because prevention in Indiana for so long has just been giving information.
Sure.
And not necessarily providing alternatives to violence, substance abuse, sexually inappropriate behavior, whatever the case may be. And so that's what holistic evolution, what we're trying to do, y'all. We're trying to provide alternatives to violence and
that's
substance
awesome. I love that. And I don't want anyone to mistake what this. They are not a mentor program. Okay, I made that mistake before, and she got me together right away. No. This is not a mentor program. What this is a mentor management organization. Am I correct? Is that or a mentoring? What do you call it? A pool of resources.
Yeah.
A pool of resources for mentoring programs.
Mentoring, yes. And so it's a little bit more detailed than that.
Like
we do research, I write grants and include our member organizations in the grants. So it's honestly about identifying what works with males of color in Northwest Indiana.
And what's the needs?
Well, so we got data to tell us what the needs are, right?
Okay.
So like every program that I or every grant that I go after or something like that, like I'm looking at data, like I'm looking at the Department of Education, and I'm like seeing, okay, males of color, they don't take advanced math classes.
Yeah.
Okay. My big thing last year was in 2019, it was like over almost 10,500 students in Lake County that were enrolled in CTE programming, but only less than 2,000 of them were Black, and less than 1,300 were Hispanic. And so that was a problem for me, right? Because those Black and brown students basically are in what cities? Gary, Hammond, East Chicago.
True.
The political system or the political climate that is affecting our public school system is then affecting our boys, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the reason why I did the He Future Fair. That's why I made sure that we had 45, 48 vendors that was there at the He Future Fair. Yes, because I want them to have access to training. Like I want them to, be able to explore careers in,
in whatever
whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
I see.
I get riled up about that. But anyway, so we have that data, right?
Okay.
But the data that we don't have is why.
Okay.
Why
those things happen.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we don't know why, a young man is like missing days of school and things like that. So a large part of what we're doing in building this community around males of color is researching behavior. So like at the He Future Fair, we did a post-event survey.
True.
And just we want to see like what information are you guys picking up, and it was like 68% of the survey respondents said that they collected information about employment. So they like you 16 trying to get a job.
You're
or
a
whatever.
Numbers guru. That's what you are.
No, so that's the issue with normal male mentoring programs, because they don't do that. Like they don't prove what it is that they're doing.
Right.
And so that's not good for funders. Like we need to be able to prove. So like that's the reason that I'm like, hey, let's look at stats, let's do surveys. Right now we're partnering with her name is Courtney Bird. She is a PhD at IU Bloomington. She's doing. Did she interview you?
No.
Okay, so I've been working with her for about 2 years, in formulating these questions. But her research is around coping strategies that males of color 18 to 25 use after experiencing a violent act. So she did interviews with male mentors, and she texted you, Tyrone. I don't think that you. I'm sure I gave her your number.
Well, she didn't. She didn't never contact me, but. And here's the thing. This is the thing. A lot of times, even in this, in what you're doing, I think people before you or, people that preceded us, I don't think they looked deeper than the surface. I think really what we did is we saw issues. And we just wanted to solve the problem, but we never looked into the statistics of what it took in order to apply pressure to what the problem was.
Well, in many cases, it wasn't required.
Right.
It just wasn't required to do like the extra work of measuring like outcomes or measuring the work that we were doing. Like this, like I said, that was like in 2015, I think, when funding started shifting away from youth services. Was it 2015 or like 2016?
I think it was 15 or 16, one of the two.
Okay. But prior to that, like, mentoring was something that everybody said that they did. It wasn't really, it wasn't a discipline.
Right.
So like, I'm glad to see that the federal government is starting to look at all of these things in a much more global perspective.
Sure.
Like the same thing with the social determinants of health. Like, okay, we don't got housing. I'm not going to go to the doctor.
Right.
I don't have transportation to get to the doctor.
Right.
I'm not going to spend time trying to find transportation when I ain't even got transportation to get to school. Let me go to school first or something like that. And then I was telling some other people when I was younger, we was on Medicaid.
Yeah.
But like you had to pay to like a copay to go to the doctor. But if you went to the emergency room, it was free. So we grew up with going to the emergency room.
Yeah.
And so now like insurance is trying to get everybody out of doing things in this like emergency fashion because it's so expensive to do things that way. And then typically by the time you get to the emergency room, it's too late anyway. So I just love that, everybody is looking at these things from a much more global perspective. Where we're looking at poverty as something that is causing all of this.
True.
So you get rid of poverty, then you get rid of a lot of the violence, drug use, the health issues. So I'm obsessed with it.
But I think we all have that obsession with what we're passionate about.
Yes.
And this is what you're passionate about. And not so much because you're just looking at a problem and just want to solve it, but because you're involved. Having a son, a young man that is growing up in a city that is so poverty stricken, now you are overseeing issues even deeper than people just looking at a problem and just want to do something about it.
Yeah.
And so, but look, ladies and gentlemen, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to a commercial break. Okay, we're gonna go to a commercial break real quick, and then we're gonna come back. When we come back. Esther did a YouTube video about holistic evolution, and we're gonna see that YouTube video. We're gonna pull it up after we take this commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here to the live show. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr., and you're here with my special guest, Esther Lewis. Don't go nowhere. What's up, everybody? My name is Tyrone Brown Jr.
And I'm Jackie Roper Jr.
Look, this Junior, man. Hey, let's get it. What we're coming to you today is talking about marketing and advertising. Look, Foxland Marketing is at your service for all of your podcasting, marketing, and advertising needs. Look, contact us at the number below. You won't regret it.
We got two numbers. We got a 219 number and we got a 317 number. If you need to talk to Tyrone Brown for the Gary, Indiana area, please reach out to him. This is a partnership that we are working from Gary to Indianapolis to develop small businesses, to make sure that we can get y'all creative marketing and small business development going. Podcasts, all of that, man. Whatever you got going, talk to us, let us know. We got a great following. We are trying to build together to where everybody friends become friends to where you can reach out to the masses.
Definitely. So you don't want to miss. Look, Fox Glen Marketing and the Life Show. We about to go up. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr.
And I'm Jackie Roper Jr.
Look, keep it locked. Stay consistent.
Here we come, baby.
That was good.
That was a good one.
Peace. All right. So look, scratch that. Love, comment, share it. Wherever you are, whether you're driving in your car, don't put your hands on your phone. Don't do that. All right. If you're in your house, okay, you probably can look at us. All right. You can view us on Facebook Live. You can view us on YouTube. You can view us on our website. Also, you can also listen to us audibly on Who's Your Heat Radio. Who's Your Heat Radio. Just download the free. Yep, that's what I said. Free Who's Your Heat Radio app today. All right, and you can tune in live. And so what we're gonna do, we're here with my special guest, Esther Lewis. She is a life coach, project manager, and the CEO of He. That's what I said, He. Not He. I'm talking about holistic evolution. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to her YouTube video so you can see what holistic evolution is all about. All right, so look, pay attention, and then we're going to ask questions. Those of you that have questions, you can formulate your questions as you're looking at the video, and then we can get right back into the interview. We're right here on the Life Show.
I'm so interested in what video you got. The PSA.
All right, that was the video from Holistic Evolution. That was the public service announcement, to introduce that this is not checkers, this is chess, and we're making strategic. She's making strategic moves. When I just gotta say, I've been knowing Esther now for what, 3-4 years? 3?
No.
4. I forget.
Like 2015, 2014.
Is it? Oh my God!
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But I've been knowing a long time. That's the point I'm trying to make. I've been knowing Esther a long time. We actually worked on another project together with Color It Real, which was also an evidence-based program that centered on, I think it was young adults. It centered on young adults. And the biggest thing that I've learned about Esther, she's a go-getter, y'all. She don't stop. We a lot alike. We get things in our mind and we just, we shoot straight for the gusto because our passion is helping people. And with her being, with her being driven, because she's a single mother, now she's been driven into a passion that has now been ignited. You've been to, is it the White House or not the White House? I'm sorry, the downstate. She's been downstate. That's what I mean. not the White House. Y'all excuse me. I'm
it
bumbling
is
my
white
way.
though. It's white.
It is
The
white.
building white. The government center is white.
She was downstate at the government center, and took all of the young men, the mentees and mentors, and they went through the state building, meeting different people. She's partnered with different entities and people that can help her in her forward motion, which not a lot of people they're not willing to go through all of the changes, and this is what shows that you're passionate. This is what shows that you're passionate, that you're not going to allow anything to stop you. And so I need to ask one question for all of you viewers that are out there. And it's a little personal, and it ain't for me. It ain't for me. I just got to ask, Esther, are you single?
Very single.
Oh, Lord.
At 42.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. So it's so funny. Listen, so on my Instagram, I've been doing like this whole 2022 realizations about why I'm single.
Okay.
And so I have one that I need to post today. So it's funny you say that.
Look, don't be all up in our DMs, man.
Listen.
You know what I'm talking about?
Listen, if you love the Lord, if you love the Lord,
well, you heard the comeback.
No more kids.
You heard the comeback. She said it. That was a disclaimer.
Listen.
Okay, that's a disclaimer. So if you just saying that you love the Lord, she got the aspect. Okay, she don't wear glasses for nothing.
Listen, I can see.
Huh?
I can see.
So, look. I wanted to throw some humor in there, to break up the monotony. But the most thing that we're trying to get through is that it's going to take people that are driven. There is going to take people that are driven to get results, to get the business taken care of. And that's what you've done. You've collected so much data on all of these things. That's why you were able to start Holistic Evolution. And now, where are you guys at in the process? What year is this for Holistic Evolution?
So let me just say, not the passion, not it's purpose. It's what God put me here to do, and so that's what drives me. But I started Holistic Evolution in October 2019. So as soon as I had that fundraiser and for my birthday, and I was just like, okay, I need to start a nonprofit. So my birthday was October 13th, and then I started Holistic Evolution October 19th.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now here it is, coming into 3 years. Mm-hmm. Where are you guys now, and what is your short-term goal as far as where you plan to take Holistic Evolution?
Oh, so glad you said that, Tyrone. So 2021, we recruited a board.
Okay.
And we had Leaf Consultant do like a really good training for us. And so I have a very strong board, which is, great. And so now I have been recruiting member organizations.
Got it.
So
what do you mean by member organizations?
So we're a membership system.
Right.
Remember that.
Right.
So mentoring programs that want the support to expand their capacity to serve additional males of color, 16 to 24.
Yeah.
And then employers, training providers, like healthcare entities, educational entities. There's been like after the He Future Fair, I've had so many people just
Reach
requesting,
Yep.
like requesting a meeting and let's talk about members. What does this look like? And so, just
Wow.
orchestrating all of this is
That's good.
like, yeah.
So now, where are you trying to take holistic evolution? Where do you see holistic evolution going? First, we're going to talk short term, and then we'll go to a longer term goal.
Mhm.
So, in the short term, where do you plan to take holistic evolution?
So I think I have a goal of expanding membership by 100%.
I hear that.
Like I'm trying to max out membership.
Yeah.
So that we can have a much more collaborative approach to serving
Yeah.
males of color 16 to 24.
Yeah.
And then I definitely want to do like one research cycle.
Okay.
So part of the holistic evolution model is for us to perform something called the now I'm drawing a blank.
It's okay.
Future orientation survey.
Right. Okay.
So we perform a future orientation survey when young men come into the program 6 months and then a year.
Okay.
So future orientation basically measures an individual's ability to plan ahead.
Yeah.
So an increase in your future orientation would suggest that you are making better decisions as it relates to risky sexual behavior, drug use, violence, things like that. And so I want to do like one full term to, like really get some heavy outcomes.
Right. Right.
That's how we measure like effectiveness of the holistic evolution model.
I'll see. So now that you have a short term goal, mm-hmm. Now your whole mindset towards longer term, where do you see holistic evolution going?
See now,
I know I mess with you.
Listen, so this is like I don't know if I can really tell.
Okay. So
what's next?
So don't divulge. Okay, I don't want nobody trying to take your idea. But
so you knew where I was going.
They're still people are still. So now
where I was going.
So
That's
now
bad.
what? Okay, let us in just on a little bit on the tag. Well, you did on the short end, but longer. Where it can you release at least a tad bit of what your mindset is as far as a longer term goal?
Yeah, I want a space.
Yeah,
I want a space. For
I see you
evolution.
So you're looking for office? I mean, not office, but building where you can now house
holistic evolution. Yes.
Oh yeah. I see it.
So don't see it. Be in agreement with me.
No.
I will receive it.
No.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
It's already done. I'm just,
okay.
That's why I said when you said it. That's why I say I see it because I'm in agreement with you.
You're in agreement. Thank you.
Don't do that, man. It only take a little bit. I need my time, Reverend. No, I'm just playing. No, but again, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening and viewing the live show. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr., and I'm here with my special guest, Esther Lewis, that is the CEO of Holistic Evolution. She is a project manager and life coach. And I got to go for the gusto. What? Because I'm a life coach. as far as life coaching, isn't that encompassed into mentoring some aspects?
Everybody always asks that,
I'm
right?
just saying.
So no.
No.
I think that life coaches can be mentors,
Okay.
right? But I am a very firm believer that the life coaching session has to be separate from mentoring.
Got it.
All mentors don't have the skill set to perform a coaching session.
Got it.
So I do want all of our members, not members, but all of our mentors, which we call our holistic heroes.
There you go.
I want all of our mentors to be trained as life coaches,
right.
But a life coaching session is a life coaching session, and it shouldn't be paired with mentoring.
Right, and then on top of that, you were talking about training. Mm-hmm. So do you do the training for the mentors? Mm-hmm. As far as where you see them, in your in the grand scheme of holistic evolution.
Oh yeah. So the evidence-based part, like the required mentor training that make us an evidence-based mentoring program. Okay. I do that part.
Got it.
But one of our member organizations, my boy, Larry Smith, Males with a Plan. He does like some suicide prevention stuff.
Wow.
He delves a little deeper with the training of holistic heroes.
That's good.
Yeah.
And so not only do they get resources, but they get training. And they got a whole lot of other amenities being a part of holistic evolution.
Yeah, the big thing is that when I write grants, like I write grants and include our member organizations in the grants. So it's just kind of like the idea, which I told you guys, this is 20 or so years of identifying gaps in nonprofits and youth development. But the idea is for this nonprofit membership system to operate separate from grant funding.
Sure.
So it's great when we have it,
but
we will not be impacted by not having it because we have this system in place where our member organizations are paying membership fees annually, and then that money is going towards direct service and then also paying me for the services that I provide to the organization.
Sure. And I mean,
or whoever
and this
to
is
the organization.
Well, I think your concept is really outside the box. I think your concept, because I haven't seen anything like that. Yeah. I really haven't seen anything like your model. And I've witnessed mentoring on different aspects, but I've never seen it quite on the aspect that you're on and that your drive is on. I mean, it's just it's really, I think it's really attractive. I think it's really attractive. And so I just want to say, from those of us that are mentors, thank you. Thank you for, and not just thank you, but thank you for answering the call, because I think there's a call for mentors. There's a lot of young men, and as well as young women, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of young men that need mentoring because maybe they don't have a father, maybe they don't have an uncle or a granddad, and they're just raised by, let's just say, a single mother that doesn't have a lot of males around him, but then to bring it to a holistic evolution, project, what it would do is it would then give them the resources that they need in order to grow. Mm-hmm. And so it's very outside the box.
Well, and those events that I do, like He Health Weekend or the He Future Fair, it's about it's about producing like a mentor-rich environment where mentoring happens organically.
Okay.
So the young men can talk to you about faith or about mentoring or about life coaching, but then they can talk to a CEO of a bank about finances, about credit. Like having multiple men around them that are all there as a resource to our young men. The big thing is the perception that young men have in the media. When you look at them, you automatically assume that you should be afraid of them. And so doing these events like this, and I'm showing, hey, these young men are having a push-up contest with, an Army veteran or something like that. Like, so that they see males of color 16 to 24 in a different light. Everybody sees males of color in a different light.
Wow. That's awesome. And again, it takes, number one, it takes passion to start in that direction. But as you stated, and you talked about purpose, I mean, I'm not about to take it to a sermon, y'all. So y'all calm down, okay? Y'all calm down.
Are we ready for the sermon? Midweek service. Come on.
I'm not about to take it to a sermon, but what I will say is, when your passion and your purpose meet, it is an explosion of epic proportion.
Yeah.
Because then you find out, there's an old saying that there's two important dates in people's lives. That's the day that they were born, and then the day that they understand why they were born or the purpose that they were born. Yeah. And so I think this is just the start. A lot of times, and I stated this some time ago on my Facebook page. A lot of times we start things and then we just let it go because we lose the fire. Mm-hmm. But, here it is coming up on 3 years, and, you started out with nothing, and then all of a sudden this big explosion, where people are calling you like, what can I do to be a part?
I'm waiting for some more explosions. Okay.
Well, it's coming.
Some explosions. I receive it.
It's coming.
I receive that in the mighty name of Jesus.
What y'all see?
I receive it.
She making the itch right now because I'm telling you, that's the Sunday inspiration part. I can't. This is the spotlight. The spotlight is on her. Now I'm trying to be cool. Because a lot of times, even in this, even in doing, podcasting and meeting people of various different genders, races, creeds, colors, and business or entrepreneurial space. The thing is that you get an understanding of where you fit. Mm-hmm. And me knowing where I fit and to reintroduce you into the world, to say, look, y'all need to call up. y'all, matter of fact, Jackie, can you pull up the website? Because actually she has two websites. All right. She has two websites. The one is her personal, so that you can get in contact with her personally. I believe it's www.estherjlewis.com, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And so that is where you can get in contact with her personally and see all the services that she provides, just from a personal point of view. And then, of course, she has the professional website, which is www.holisticevolution.org.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
That is correct.
So, again, ladies and gentlemen, we only have a few more minutes that we have here on the program. Matter of fact, we only have about 6 more minutes. But in this 6 more minutes or less, I want you to, state to everyone some words of wisdom that you've learned along the way of building holistic evolution, and those that have dreams of starting something. What can you say or give encouragement to those that want to, launch out into the deep and to start something that they have on their mind? What can you say to them?
I would say to make sure you build your relationship with God, and get quiet so you can hear Him.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. For the longest of times, I knew that I had a passion to advocate for young men because I love my son wholeheartedly. But I definitely ran from purpose a lot, just because it wasn't a lot of money to be made in youth development. So while it just made me happy when I was working with young people, it just like financially, no, I gotta be working 2 jobs or something like that. So I ran from purpose. I ran for purpose a long time. And I didn't share this on the show, but it's like all over my Facebook and everything. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. January of 2019. And that's what made me be like, wait a minute, God, what is you doing?
Are you trying to take me out?
I hadn't been really sick like that. And I'm just like, I serve you, God. I be at church. I be in there. How you what you doing?
Right.
But it was that time period, going from working 2 jobs for 8-9 years or something like that, where I couldn't work, 2 jobs and could barely work the one, for all the doctor's appointments. But it was during that time period of just sit down and be quiet and listen, that I started reading a book about purpose, and I was just gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Even getting through the cancer situation, it's just that taught me nothing in life matters besides purpose. You can be born today and die tomorrow and fulfill your purpose, but then you could be born today and die in 10 years and never scratch the surface of your purpose. So
that's it.
I was just we gotta do, I gotta do what God told me to do. So that's what I got for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's what I got for y'all. Y'all get quiet and listen to the Lord.
Look,
listen to the Lord.
Look, that ain't deep at all. Okay. Actually, those are words that I've given on here many times. And of course, everybody's heard my testimony. It ain't no need to go back into it. But I tell people this all the time. If you getting into things to try to make money, then you're going to have to put in money. You're going to have to put in your time, and you're going to have to be dedicated even beyond what you cannot see. Because if this ain't your purpose, you're going to quit, you're going to cave in, and you're going to give up. So if this is not your purpose, don't be sidetracked by the money. Be focused on the purpose. When you focus on the purpose, then the money will come later. So
if he provided the vision, he'll provide the provision.
Don't mess with me. I'm cool, y'all. I'm drinking my water, y'all.
I tried to get
I'm drinking my water, y'all. I'm cool. So look. But we have had a great time. I want to thank each and every one of you. Again, I want to thank Fox Glen Marketing in the background doing all of the visualization for you as we go. Thank you so much, Jackie Roper Jr. To our special guest, Esther, thank you so much for coming on. I had a blast.
Thank you for inviting me.
You know, and this won't be the last time. This is just the start because when she at the White House, and I spoke you here, right? I spoke here when she at the White House, y'all gonna be able to rewind this thing and then bring it back. All right. But until next time, thank you all so much to the maestro himself, Henry Williams Jr., man. Thank you. And so, y'all, we about to get on up out of here. But in case you didn't know, I love you. God loves you too. Be safe, be strong, and be well. Have a great evening. Peace.